Welcome everyone. Today I want to introduce you to a very interesting discovery made in Sudan. So here we're looking at the capital city, Khartoum, which is situated where the Blue and White Niles come together, and is the city and the country are today inhabited by the direct descendants of the ancient Nubians. Someplace I'd definitely like to visit. So let's look at a map here. Down the south, here's Khartoum, that comes together, or where the rivers come together. About 200 kilometers north of that is a city called Meroe. And this was the ancient capital that ruled over all of Egypt by the 26th dynasty ancient Egyptian pharaohs. And they also built their famous group of pyramids here. They pretty much lie in abject ruin because of modern day explorers of the 19th century. But our discovery takes us a little way off into the distance, and we need to turn our direction toward the east and into the hills above this high plateau. And we'll show you a map here, about basically where it was found to the east of Meroe. And what's interesting about it is that it's a circle of stones. It's not just a circle, it happens to be a perfectly symmetrical circle. So first, you'd want to see what we know about it. We know it's got a diameter of about 343 feet, which gives a radius of about half that, 171.5 feet. And that doesn't mean much at first, except when you convert it. It turns out that measurement is equal to 100 ancient Egyptian cubits, and they called that the ket. Now, when this was first discovered, it was the local authorities were notified. They sent up an official group to have a look at it, just preliminary. And there's some pictures, and they show that it's a low wall made of stones. It's now crumbled. And some cairns, these were little piles of stones that were something there going on. Very interesting so far. Now, let's go back to the ket. The ket was actually very important. It was a rope, a ket rope, 100 cubits long. You see the relationship to Sheshat, the goddess of measurement. And every 10 cubits, they would tie a knot on this rope. And they found these ropes. They are extant. And what's more important is that 100 cubits square was something the ancients called a setat. And this measurement was quite important. Almost sacred, you could say, because they used it to measure plots of land on the Nile and to measure the country and whatnot. And Pharaoh needed this information in order to run the economy and run the country. It was a sacred sort of measure, and they measured everything. They measured the size of the kingdom, they measured the depth of the Nile, they measured temples and pyramids. It's all very interesting. So why, which everything is usually square, would they build a circle? And why at Meroe? I don't know, you tell me.